Alright, welcome back to another video. Before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Now, enjoy this video. Okay, we're back for week 6 of 5 NFL thoughts. As you know, every single week I give you 5 NFL thoughts from that particular week, and this is week number 6. Let's jump right into it with thought number 1. The Philadelphia Eagles have to find more balance on offense. From half to half, quarter to quarter, they have no balance. They're either throwing the ball way too much or they're rushing the ball way too much. The play calling has been awful. The play calling has been absolutely terrible because it has no rhythm. It has no balance. They're way too far this way or they're way too far this way. Now, I know they want to run the ball because that's how they won the Super Bowl last year. That was their bread and butter, running the football. So I know that's what they want to do. But to me, if they want to do that, they still have to incorporate the pass. And they have to find that mesh and that balance between running and passing. And if they do that, I think the Eagles will be okay. But to me, that's the big thing. Because there's way too much talent on this offense to be struggling this badly. This offense might be the most talented offense in the entire NFL. And for it to be this bad, for it to look this terrible, it has to be the play calling. Because we saw what these guys did last year. They were one of the best offenses in the sport. And to me, it really comes down to balance. They have no balance on offense. They're too far this way or they're too far that way. They're throwing it too much or they're running it too much. They have to mesh the two together. And once they do that, once they start incorporating the run and the pass on the same drives, I think you'll see this offense start to hum along. And you'll start to see this offense be one of the best offenses in the sport because that's where they should be. Because their talent says they should be there. And the guys on that offense are supposed to be elite players. And they are. So to me, it comes down to play calling and balance. Finding a balance between running the ball and passing the ball. And they have to find that balance. Nick Sirianni might have to take over play calling. They have to do something with the play calling because that's what it is. The Eagles can't say, oh, we just lack talent on that side of the ball. No, you don't. You have the most talent on the offensive side of the ball probably in the NFL. So they have to find a better balance between running and throwing the football. And to me, once they do that, you'll see this offense take off. Thought number 2. The Ravens are an absolute mess right now. I know I said a couple of weeks ago, give them time. They have a bunch of injuries. You got to give them some time. They'll be fine. We can't judge them till some of their guys come back from injury. But the way they looked against the Rams, they looked terrible. Putting the ball on the ground. Zay Flowers fumbling the ball all over the place. Cooper Rush was awful. Thank God they put in Tyler Huntley because Cooper Rush was not the answer. Once they put in Huntley, they started to get some stuff going. But they're just a mess. Defensively, they can't stop the run. They give up too many big plays. Their offense is turning the football over now without Lamar Jackson. I thought they would be fine once they got some of their guys back from injuries. But maybe they won't be. And I'm hoping they are because watching Lamar and Derrick Henry when they're really rolling, it's special to watch. And you can see why many people picked them to go to the Super Bowl this year. But I just don't know if they're going to be a good football team this year. They have way too many holes and they make way too many mistakes. Too many things are going wrong for the Ravens for me to see it turn around for them. I just don't see it. Now, I could be wrong, but I just don't see it right now. They're a mess. I see them honestly starting to quit a little bit. Now, they put up a better fight this week against the Rams than they did a couple weeks ago against the Texans, but it still was not great. It still was a clear... The Rams were clearly the better team. I thought the Ravens were really good in the first half, but second half it was a pretty clear gap between the two teams. And right now, the Ravens are just a mess. Thought number 3. No quarterback in the NFL right now is playing better than Baker Mayfield. I mean, this is Oklahoma Baker Mayfield right now. That's how good he is looking. He is looking like the Oklahoma Heisman Trophy winner, Baker Mayfield. That 3rd and 15 run, that's Oklahoma Baker Mayfield. That deep bomb to Johnson down the field for a touchdown, that's Oklahoma Baker Mayfield. And we haven't seen Oklahoma Baker Mayfield probably since Oklahoma. But he's back now. And he's looking like literally the best quarterback in the sport. I don't say that lightly. I don't think any quarterback is playing better than Baker Mayfield right now. He is playing exceptional. And he is doing it without his top 3 targets. Mike Evans is out, Chris Godwin's out, and Abuka was out this week against the San Francisco 49ers. He left in, I think, the 2nd or 3rd quarter. So it's not like he's doing it with all his top targets. He's doing it with guys who were drafted in the 6th, 7th, undrafted guys. That's what makes it even more impressive. That's what puts you up there with Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. When you're doing it with less. Because those guys do it with less. And Baker Mayfield's doing that right now. That's what is making this very impressive for Baker Mayfield, is he's doing it with less. He's doing it with not his best weapons. And that's why I say no quarterback's playing better than him. It's because he hasn't had a stacked deck. He's not playing with all his toys. He's playing with less than. And he's still performing at an MVP level. It is fun to watch. Because I thought Oklahoma Baker Mayfield was gone. I thought we would never see him in the NFL again. We saw him the first year a little bit in Cleveland. But he's back now. And he's looking like a top quarterback in the NFL. Thought number 4. The Kansas City Chiefs are starting to look like the Kansas City Chiefs again. I know everybody thought they were done. 0-2 start. They looked terrible. Offensively, they look brutal. But they've gotten some of their weapons back. And I think offensively, they've looked as good as they've looked in a long time. I'm talking a long time. Since Worthy's come back, they have Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Travis Kelce starting to look a little bit better. They have the running game with Pacheco and Kareem Hunt. They're getting Rashee Rice back. Like, this offense is just starting to hum now. This offense is starting to look like the old Kansas City Chiefs. Maybe not as explosive, but Mahomes is playing as good as he's played in a long time, I think. He's starting to get a little bit more aggressive with the football. He's running the ball, which is helping out their offense. I think Andy Reid is getting a little bit more creative. I love what I'm seeing from the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are starting to look like the Chiefs again, and people should be worried because this was the big thing. The Chiefs were not looking like the Chiefs anymore because of that offense. The defense has always been good, but it's been the offense that has struggled. Even with Patrick Mahomes, this offense has taken a while, but it's finally starting to look like those Chiefs teams from 5-6 years ago. I'm serious. It's looking like those types of offenses. And you better watch out if you're the teams in the AFC of the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, my 5th and final thought from week number 6. Here it is, thought number 5. Right now in the NFL, through 6 weeks, there really isn't a great team. This feels like a very weird year in the NFL. Like, what great team is there right now currently in the NFL? We just saw the Detroit Lions get beat. The Bills have lost 2 straight. The Chiefs maybe, but they started slow this year, so we don't know what to make of them just yet. I think maybe the only team that currently has a case is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Every other team, to me, isn't great yet. Now, maybe as we go along throughout the year, a team or two will separate themselves into being great. But I just think there's so much parity right now in the NFL. I don't know who's going to win the Super Bowl. I have no idea. Not even a guess. It is crazy right now in the NFL. It is a weird year, which makes me think we could see a weird team win the Super Bowl that no one's expecting. Through 6 weeks, it has been chaotic. It has been unknown who's going to win. And it's great to watch. I love when it's parity like this. Of course, you want a great team or a couple great teams. That's fun to watch too. But I think the parity is good for the NFL. It gives some teams who maybe have not had a lot of success some hope that they can maybe make a run in this year's playoffs, go to the Super Bowl. But that's my 5 NFL thoughts for week number 6. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and have an awesome day.